Ladies and gentlemen, when you boot up a chess game, there are few ways out. You can win the game, you can lose the game, you can maybe abandon the game, you can of course make a peace offering, make a draw. That's kind of it. Sometimes you play with a timer, right? The timer can run out. But two people involved in a chess game are writing a story together, okay? And there is an emergency button that is given to every single chess player, and that button is called the resign button. You are free to use it anytime you want. You can use it on move 1 or 2 in case you started up a game, but now you have to go somewhere important. You can also resign later in the game when you think that the game is all but lost and you don't feel like playing it out. Some people make a whole ethical argument that you shouldn't even stall out a game that you are losing because it's a waste of your and your opponent's time. But I, in this video, want to tell you those people are elitists, they are gatekeepers, and this is going to be my plea to you to lose that resign button. Forget where it is. Play games out until their conclusion, okay? Because what I'm about to show you will inspire you and blow your mind. This game was submitted to me by a viewer from Poland who I nicknamed Siema, because, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's basically like hi or yo in Polish. His actual username was kind of disrespectful, to himself. He's also drinking beer in his profile photo. And his profile also had something that was not very nice in the tagline. So it was just a funny guy. Now, anyway, he's 1120. He's from Poland. Shout out to all the Polish viewers. And he's playing an American, who I gave a profile photo of a hot dog because, I don't know, Americans like hot dogs. I don't know. They both get honorary Grandmaster titles. And this is a game for the ages. This is a game that will inspire you to never resign your games. Because what are you doing? Why? You booted up the game. You might as well take it down to its conclusion. Now, from an early going, we had a very normal opening. All right, great stuff here from the players. Symmetry. I mean, listen, I will tell you that if you want to win more games in e4, e5, you really should learn the Vienna. If you're just watching this and you don't know your openings that well, this is my favorite opening for anybody below like 2,000. I have like a 70% win rate with this opening against very strong players. So, yeah, but, you know, if you don't play like that, you're going to get total symmetry, like they do here in the first 4 moves. And the problem here is that you can't really, there's no instigating. That's kind of my problem here with white. It's really difficult to create imbalance in a position of total symmetry, right? Now, castles. Here, of course, black should castle or play in the center to not reinvent the wheel. You can also do something here with black where you don't castle and instead you do this. And this is a declaration kind of battle here with the move g5. It's a little bit risky, of course, but because white already committed the king to this side of the board, you want to put your rook there and then start marching these pawns down. But black plays the move a6, which is a weird move, but whatever. I mean, maybe b5 in the future. Maybe the bishop will go back this way. Now, you should never play moves like this if black can respond to this attack by castling. The fried liver is an opening, and it's a thing that can happen after these 4 moves where white tries to attack this pawn, but notice how black cannot castle, right? So you should not be playing the move knight to g5 if black can just castle out of danger, because doing this now doesn't accomplish anything for white. 6 points is not equal to 6 points. In basketball it is, in chess it's not. Black is winning here, because 2 pieces are better than a rook and a pawn, especially this early in the game. So playing the move knight g5 is just awful if black can castle. Now white is like, all right, I'm going to go d3 because I'm not actually going to do that. Now, of course, black should kick the knight out. You just help black improve the position. It's basically the same position as we had a couple of moves ago, except white just wasted 2 moves. And it's basically like, you go back a couple of moves, it's like black got to play castles and h6 for free, for absolutely nothing. But black doesn't do that. Black still continues with the plan on the queen side with b5. Not a bad move. And now black, again, should kick out this piece. But here is a very decent moment to play the move knight to d4 and secure this bishop. Bishops are better than knights in most situations. They are long-range pieces. And in this case, like 7 times out of 10, if you can trade a knight for a bishop just straight up without taking any damage to your position, you probably should. It's just probably a good deal. Yeah, the same thing with this bishop. Like, if I could go here and take it, I probably just should do that because my bishop will be the best standing alone on the board. Now, here black does something called, something I like to call continuity. Black forgets about continuity and plays the move a5. The move a5 is trying to win the bishop on b3 with the move a4. Now, first of all, that doesn't even win the bishop because the bishop would be able to go to d5. But also, black forgets that that pawn was guarding this pawn. Like, if we look at black's entire plan, black played a6 in order to play b5 and then just forgot about the pawn. So now the move knight takes b5 is just straight up winning a pawn for white. Of course, neither player sees that. And white is like, oh no, a4. Well, you can't play a4 if I play a4 myself. Now, white is not wrong, of course. That is just a total oversight by both players, but it's not fatal, okay? We're not talking about resignation just yet. Now, very important here. Is it better to take here with black, or is it better to push? It's definitely better to push. It's better to push because your whole structure stays together. Everything stays together, and you create a direct attack on this knight. If you take on a4, you leave your pawn here isolated. You also give what's called the initiative back to your opponent. You let them make a move that now dictates what you do. You want to dictate what they do, okay? Which is why moves like h6 are so good, because they have to play on your terms. But they play the best move. Now knight b5. Okay. Now here, black decides, I'm no longer going to develop. I'm not going to play it safe. I'm not going to kick out the knight. I'm going to get hostile with d5. Okay, when you make a central pawn trade and you open up the position, you have a contract with the chess gods to keep an eye on all your pieces. You need to keep an eye on what's not defended. And in this position, black has two pieces standing here that are completely unguarded. Nobody protects them. None of white's pieces are unguarded, actually. Literally, if you look around the position, there is not a single piece in white's position that's not guarded. You could argue this rook, but like, rooks generally don't have a guard unless, you know, they're connected to something else. But nobody's getting to this rook. But everything in white's position has protection. So, pawn takes d5, knight takes d5. Now, this is only protected by this. And even that is already a mistake for black. So, with white, the way you have to look at certain positions, the way you come up with good ideas in chess, is you need to think, what is my most forcing move right now? At any given moment, you need to look if you have checks. Right now, white does not have any checks. White does have a move that can create a threat of mate, but that's not, I mean, black is going to play here or, you know, go back to f6, which is actually not even a great move, but it's one of the options. Bishop f5 can protect mate. Queen h5 is not a horrible move. But the second thing you need to look for is captures. And right now, if white just takes this knight, I told you bishops taking knights is not usually a good trade, but you would be attracting the queen forward, and now this is a fork. That's called a two-move combo, right? And the better you get at chess, the better you get at spotting these things, because it's the most forcing move in the position, a capture. It's one of the most forcing moves. White had other captures, of course, like white could have taken either of these pawns, but that would have been stupid because you just would have lost your knight. So you got to pick up on this tactical awareness as you play. Just, can I take something else? Just, can I take? Just ask yourself if you could take. White plays rook e1. Rook e1 is not a horrible move. I mean, it does nothing. Make no mistake. That move just does nothing at all. This pawn is protected. Black plays queen f6. So queen f6 completely forgot about this. So that knight just hangs. What's lucky here for black is that you would get the queen down here, or you would get the bishop down here. And if you count the material, white would get a bishop and a knight from black. Black would get a rook and a pawn. But we've already discussed this. This is significantly better for the person getting the two pieces. So black plays queen f6, opening up their center, right? Like black just played this move going, aha, well, I can do that because I'm defended. Then black just hung the knight. Just one move later, hung the knight, no questions asked. But scared white. White was like, oh no, rook f1. Again, your opponent makes a move, the checklist that you go through, what's the threat? The threat is to take my pawn. Do I have to stop it? That doesn't mean you need to respond immediately. You got to look at your own position. Checks, captures, attacks. Right? You don't have any checks, but you can capture. You can capture. Then maybe you can come here, which hits this, and guards this. That's like a genius move. But okay, white plays defense. All right? Black plays knight d4. Completely insisting upon hanging this knight. Just totally insisting on it. And white obliges. Takes the knight. All right. Now, this is the beginning of the end. This is a I told you, this video will inspire you to never click that resign button. A lot of people, especially when they're tilted, make one blunder, like you see your piece disappear. You've been through this process. Somebody goes here, you go, wait, what happened? You back up and you go, oh my God, I hung the knight in one move. Oh my God, what am I doing? Oh my God, again? You just get really mad, right? Well, in this game, I want you to not get mad. I want you to just, okay? So, bishop d6, okay? Bishop d6. Now, if you ask yourself what the point of bishop d6 is, I don't know. Because the rook is under attack, black here can move the rook out of danger, but even the move c6 is a good move. Because now you fork the bishop and the knight. Yes, it's plus 4.5, but white doesn't know that. White will probably go here and just hang the knight and like barely be better anymore. So yeah, black goes here, and like the game is over. Like if you're playing with white here, very simple. Take the bishop, don't even think about it, and then take the rook. And black's just gonna lose all their pieces, right? Like just, so you gotta take, you gotta capture. You won material, you gotta capture. Instead of that, white goes queen h5. White thinks, okay, I'm just gonna put black out of their misery. That's checkmate. Black is obviously not gonna see that. One step at a time. When you are losing, just go one step at a time. Solve your problems one by one. Okay, no checkmate. Good move. Simple, right? Okay. Knight to e4, attacking the queen. Now, again, solve your problems one step at a time. I would play something like queen to d8. I would not trade queens if I'm losing, because what happens when you trade queens? They will trade everything and take your rook, and the less pieces you have on the board, especially the less powerful pieces, you're probably just going to lose. You have no chance. A bishop will not do as much damage left on the board alone as a queen. A queen is like an absolute beast, right? So anyway, black is like, I don't want to move my queen. I want to go counterattack, knight e2 check. You have to move your king to the corner. White just takes the knight. So just a one mover. Black is now down 6 points of material. It's plus 15. It's time to just resign, right? I mean, that's the point. You got to click the resign button. I mean, your queen is hanging, your bishop is under pressure, and your rook is hanging. Like, that's it. You're guaranteed to lose even more. And there it is. Yeah, you did lose even more. Again, with white, I might consider taking on d6 before I do that, but whatever. White is now up 11 points of material. I love how the eval is still plus 16, because the computer doesn't get it. Computer's just like, I don't, like, the game is just lost, right? Now, black plays bishop f5. Black has 4 pieces left. The game is not completely lost. Black has 3 pieces left. Never mind. So black is just slowly bleeding pieces, but black is doing something really smart here, which is keeping the most powerful piece on the board. But certainly there is no threat of mate at all, right? The bishop always comes back. The king even is safe. Now, if black wanted to delay, black could like maybe take the knight and then play bishop g4 and then maybe hope to get this position where you are down a rook and a knight, and then maybe hope for this where suddenly somehow black saves the day and the game. But for some reason, instead of doing that, our Polish anti-hero, instead of taking the knight and taking this and then going here, our Polish hero tries to do something that is just so immensely disrespectful. In the middle of this battle, they hang their bishop 4 different ways. That is just straight up a blunder of a bishop at the hands of 4 different pieces, and the goal here was mate. So black is like, well, I'm dead lost. I might as well try something. White, no. No, white is now up 17 points of material. 17 points. That's it. I mean, it's time to find that resign button. Black's like, all right, I'm gonna just take the knight back. One step at a time, all right? Just like Gotham said in his video, which I haven't seen yet because at the time of this game, the video doesn't exist. Now we have knight takes d6. So it's a 15-point material advantage, right? White has a queen. Black has a rook, okay? That's it. I mean, everything else is going to come out. You can always protect your king. Now, at this point, black is like, well, I got to activate my rook, right? And, I mean, I can attack the knight, but why would I attack a knight when the rook can just take the bishop for free? Well, I'm just going to take the rook for the... Oh, that's... Yeah, that's... All right. Well, that's the end of the game. I lied. Black resigned here. Nope. Black kept playing. Black kept playing. Plus 27. Wow. Now, what you do here with white, okay, is you bring your queen all the way back. Completely protect your king, bring your pieces back, take a few pawns, and just promote. Now, if you could force a queen trade, that would be great. For example, right here, you don't even think with white. You don't think at all. You play queen e4. That forces a queen trade. You will not lose. You have absolutely no chance of losing this. all right? Now, white also has no chance of losing this position. The worst case scenario for white is that they run out of time, which they won't because they have like 3 minutes on the clock, or they'll stalemate, right? So in order to avoid stalemate with white, and obviously you know that it's a never resign game, so obviously something is gonna happen, but you'll just have to stay and watch. So knight takes f7, white takes another pawn, white gives a check, and white plays knight d6. Now, white's king is completely safe. There is absolutely nothing the queen can do. Oh, here it is. Give a check. The only check that makes sense in the position forces a queen trade. That's it. Game over. Okay. King f5. Wow, the king's gone running. Now, here I would avoid letting the king get any closer, because you never know. The king sneaks in, could be a little bit weird. I would also try to give checks. Here comes the king, all right? One of the game plans that you can employ when you're tilted and you don't want to resign is called the king run. Because you never know, you get your king stranded, you're not actually going to get mated. They might stalemate you, but it's going to be really tough because black has a lot of legal pawn moves and black still has a queen. So, white needs to rescue the queen from the corner. White is refusing to do that. Meanwhile, the king has ran in. Actually, the king has ran in perfectly to its death. Knight f2 is mate. Like, the king literally just walked into death. Knight f2, it's one of the only checks that makes any sense. Queen h6 doesn't make any sense. Knight f2 is mate in one move. White plays rook f2 for some reason. I don't know why white did that. It's not like the king was going to go beat up this king because kings can't touch. All right, chess is not that progressive yet. Queen to g4. This is a beautiful move by black. Black is trying to go queen d1. And the only thing you need to monitor here with white is to not give up a check. So you move your bishop. No. Okay, queen f8. But you should move your bishop to protect your back rank. And even then, it doesn't matter because rook f1. The only way you get mated is here, and that's not possible. Okay, fine, queen f8. I don't hate it. Queen f5 is coming. h5. Now, you have queen f5 forcing a queen trade. You have queen f3 probably forcing a queen trade. You have knight g5 check, which guarantees you win a queen. Let's see what white comes up with. A pawn move. But why? The objective in this position is to get rid of the queen, get rid of the king. Why are you pushing the pawn? Okay, fine. It doesn't matter. You're up 19 points of material. h4. Now, once again, you have queen f5, you have queen f4, queen f3, knight g5. You can move your bishop, you can promote your pawn. What is white going to do? e7. That's it. White is going to make a second queen. Terrific. Black takes on g3. Now, again, you have knight g5. You can obviously take back on g3, but now you also have this. And you do that in a second. You do not even think about it, but these are, 900s, so they're going to immediately recapture. Somebody took something from me. I must take back immediately. I have absolutely no other moves. Queen h8, of course, just guarantees a trade. But okay, hg. How bad can it get? Black is completely out of moves. All right? Black gives a check, which is one of the things that I mentioned, okay? You should move your bishop so there's nothing on your back rank. Do not let pieces into your back rank, even if you can protect against them, right? But whatever. I already mentioned that after queen to d1, there's rook f1. And that's it. Queen f5 is mate. Queen h8 is mate in a couple moves. Even queen to c8, damn it, is mate in many positions. Knight f2 is going to be mate, and you can always come back and cocoon with queen f2. In these kinds of positions, what you need to do is you need to avoid stalemate and guarantee that your opponent's most powerful piece is not posing a threat to you. The only way to do that is to force trade it, which white has had many opportunities to do. Now, black here, queen is under attack, so what do? Maybe you take this pawn. I don't know. You play queen to e2. All right, now white, again, back to mate in 2, back to mate in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, many choices here with a king like this and a queen like this. Of course, you need to deliver a check. But okay, rather than delivering a check, white can maybe just, I don't know, protect the king somehow, which white does by promoting and hanging mate in 1. Never resign, folks.